watch all the moves, they're not hard to find. Strong arm tactics so loud, only themselves in mind. Every player has dreams of making Orca fame. They'll live on in the minds of those who get in their way. Orcas all say, don't come for me. Mid-merge boots, they're so vain. As we set up the podcast webcam, the pod is here to talk Orca game. Orca King CK with delusions of fame. In this LRG world, he's the apex predator. Dani and Jules in tow, always ready to go. Now it's time for the show, they're the apex predators.
Hello and welcome to the Orca Pod, the Apex Predators of Australian Survivor LRG podcasting. Here we are coming to you with episode 10 of Canberra Survivor for Mount Majura. We still have 2 episodes to go. We have a week to wait. Big news just out this evening. There will be no episode this week, which means no Orca Pod next week because Sydney is also on a break. What will the people do without us? They will be lost without our coverage. They're used to 2 a week. They're going to be in withdrawals, like all junkies in withdrawals without our podcast next week. But we will be back in a few weeks to finish off this season. But tonight we're here talking about episode 10. We have 2 guests. We have both Mark, who was eliminated from the Grasslands of Bloom a few weeks back and has been away and not able to join. And we have the boot, our long-time fan Aston, coming on at the end of the show. Sad moment for us all. Even more sad that he played such a sensible game and didn't get a single Brommy Nom. I don't think he's getting one this episode either. Just not what we were expecting from the big man, but a good game by him nonetheless. We'll talk to him all about it. Let me bring in my wonderful co-hosts so we can get this show moving. I'm going to do the drum roll. I still need the job is open. If someone wants to be the producer on this thing. Welcome, Dani.
Hi. I'm so happy that because there'll be no pods next week. I got 2 pods this week, so yay.
Are you over podding, or are you still in the thick of it?
Oh, I love it. Any chance to be on camera and have people forced to listen to me? Should they tune in? Give me that anytime. I love that.
Someone else who loves being listened to endlessly, loves podcasts, being on them, being on screen, but maybe just a little bit less than Dani because she's always running up to you. Welcome, Jules.
Everything's a little bit less. I feel like the 2 shows should have coordinated and taken their breaks separately, so you could do 1 podcast and then 1 podcast instead of 2, 0, 2. Come on, guys, get it together.
I don't think Eli.
I'm selfishly happy that we're pushed back a week for Canberra because it means I'll be back for the finale because I'll be in Singapore the following week. So at least I will be back for the finale pod. So selfishly happy with the break.
That's why I did it. Absolutely.
Yeah, I sent Dan a message. I said, I cannot podcast the finale. I need you to push it back a week. And he said, you know what, Dani, I love you so much. I'm going to do it just for you.
I think that could be the reason. It's also, I don't think Eli and Dan talk to each other much. So there was probably a little coordination on these circumstances.
I said nothing about talking to Eli. I contacted Dan because we're not near the finale. Dan and Eli. It doesn't matter. I said to Dan, I don't care what Sydney's doing, but I need you. Push it back a week. You need your girl on the finale pod, even though you have your own podcast.
I'm glad you'll be back for the finale as well. I think that's great. I think it was a good outcome. Also, a week off isn't a bad thing. Absent makes the heart grow fonder. And our hearts have grown fond for this guest. It's been a few weeks he's been eliminated. Glad to finally get him on. Let's just throw up. Really keen to get into this player and his game. I feel like he had such an interesting story to tell, was playing so well, but just never really got a chance to launch and really show us what he could do. Real left us wanting a lot. I think Mark had a lot to bring, and it would be great to hear from him about if he agrees, and if so, what he was hoping to bring us that he didn't get to bring. Taken from us way too early. Let's bring him in. Mark, welcome.
Good evening, all. Hello.
Hi, welcome. So glad
Taken
to
from
finally
us
have
too
you.
early. Sounded like I passed away, didn't it?
Well, you were.
Too soon.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
I
you come
agree.
away with this game. Everyone comes away with what ifs, and I'm sure you
Oh,
have
yeah.
them. But I think you were someone that at the start of the game were like, is this guy going to be able to build connections? Obviously, his life experience allows him to have had that experience, but the age difference, I think you did a great job of that. You built these amazing foundations, but just the circumstances meant that you never got to take those foundations and build a really exciting game or exciting moves. Is that how you felt?
Yes and no. I mean, looking back at the episodes, you can't fit everything into each episode, and it was pretty hard, I guess, for the audience to see whether I'd connected with people or not. But no, I think I did a pretty good job.
Bree wants to know who are your closest allies.
I think probably Adele, because
Okay.
she was involved in the tribe swap. So, I mean, we had a bit of a connection, Bree, myself and Adele at the beginning of the game, and then we got swapped out pretty early. So I sort of stuck with Adele quite a bit, and tried my very best to, make good connections on the blue tribe. It was like pulling teeth sometimes, but yeah, I think Nat and I got on quite well. I got on well with Will, Derek. Anthea was a bit of a hard nut to crack, and I didn't get too much of a chance to, build a strong relationship with Mushy because she was like swapping from tribe to tribe. So, yeah, that was a bit hard. But yeah, probably from my point of view, from on both tribes, Adele would have been my closest ally.
Speaking about swapping tribe to tribe, how much do you regret the moment of the mutiny? Do you wish you'd stepped forward and gone to a chance at being the one to swap a rock draw with Mars?
100%. 100%. Yep. That's haunted me for 2 years.
Oh,
no. It was like my brain was in like freeze motion, like when Dan said, like, one person can go from each tribe back to the other tribe. And I'm like, it was like it just didn't register until afterwards. Like, if I had my time back again, man, I would have been there before Dan even finished saying, yeah, 100%.
It's quite funny because we spoke to Mars the other week, and he said that he didn't go straight away because he wanted to see what you would do. Yeah. And then when you didn't move, that's when he mutinied quickly.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want to have to go to rocks with you.
Yeah. Yeah. I would have quite been willing to go to rocks with him if it came down to that. But if I had my time again, I would have jumped. But I don't know. Maybe I was just thinking I was, building something on the blue tribe. But, it's what if only would have, could have, should have.
Yeah, they'll kill you, those ones.
And I mean, what we saw in the episode, it looked like you were making those strong bonds. Like, they all seemed to really like you and didn't want to vote you out. So I think that, it was. I agree that it was, it was a good call for not have both you and Mars go. But it's a hard one.
This merge has been super dynamic. So let's just talk about it. There was a big decision about whether they keep you or they keep Mushy. Now, we said on this show that I don't think Mushy should have been the question. I think it should have been you or Natalie. But ultimately, they felt they were safer keeping original Blues than you. If they had kept you, would you have been loyal to the Blues, at least for a part? Appreciating this merge, blue and red fell apart reasonably quickly. Would you have been blue loyal, or would you have been a floater, or back to the Reds?
Oh, that's a tough question to answer. If they kept me, I would have been very appreciative of them, but they didn't. I'm not too sure. It's a hard one to sort of put your finger on. Maybe I would have. You can't hear me?
No,
Danny's messing around with stuff.
Sorry.
Sorry. Leave it alone. Maybe I would have stayed with them. I don't know. It just depends what the dynamic was on the other side.
Yeah.
So it was flexible. I think you're the sort of player that probably would have had some loyalty, but also that loyalty would be short-lived. Like once it's there for a round or two, but now it's time to play the game.
And it would depend on how the voting went as well. I mean, if I did make it to merge and it was 5-5, and I guess, you brought up the word floater. If someone other than me got voted off, I probably would have went to the majority. Yeah. Makes sense.
And the merge has been a lot like that anyway. It's the way people have all been playing, so you would have been free to play that way.
Yeah.
You spoke about how your experience in law enforcement and different forms of law enforcement was going to put you in a good position to be able to interact with people from all walks of life, all ages, all genders. It looked like that very much came to truth, that did happen. Did you feel that in the game, that you were able to connect with everyone?
I think I did. I think I connected with the majority of people. As I said, I didn't get much of a chance to chat with Anthea. Had a small chat with Mushy, but and I didn't spend long enough on the Red Tribe to have conversations with everyone. I think the person I probably had spent the least amount of time with was Mars. So other than that, I think I pretty much conversed with most people.
I'm like, and again, we're playing those what ifs and those fun things, but looking back to what you said, how you were closest, and I'm blanking, but the trio with Bree and the girls, like that would be a really fun little trio to see play through the game, like those strong women and you. I would have loved that. That would have been a really fun little trio to see like play that game. I love that idea.
Yeah, I sort of connected with them from the very start because we had to do that challenge together, and we sort of made a little pact, and it fell apart when Dan split us up.
The twists and the turns that impact the game, isn't it annoying?
Wait till I see him.
Yeah, you tell him.
When it came time for you to be voted out that tribal, did you think about the totem, or had you forgotten it was there?
I probably did forget it was there. Look, once that challenge finished, I was just like fully focused on trying to get into that blue tribe, to get rid of someone else other than me. That was my focus, because we didn't have time. We didn't have much time from when the challenge ended to when we had to go to tribal. So I was just like, trying my best, and totem didn't even cross my mind, I don't think.
It seemed like you were really trying to hone in on those social connections that you had made. And even if it did cross your mind, I think the social connections were more important at that point in time.
Well, I thought they had to be, because I mean, it was what 5 versus 1.
Yeah.
I had to give myself whatever chance I could to break them up. And sounds like I got close, but not close enough.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, that's for sure. And that's Survivor for you, right?
Do you think? Have you been able to assess if there wasn't a mutiny twist? Do you think you could have outlasted Mars? Have you checked with everyone? What have people told you?
Been told nothing. Told nothing. You don't know, do you? Until you're in that situation. So
it's a hard one as well.
Yeah,
people will just tell you what you want to hear. Why not?
Yeah,
I saved you, Mark. Like, what does it matter? Like, you just hear the positive thing.
Yeah, and you run those scenarios back and forth, and it's funny the alternative scenarios you can come up with when you watch it back and you see everyone else's perspective. Having watched all the episode and watched the game play out, is there something that surprised you the most, or you just had no idea about as you went through?
What surprised me the most, and I thought about it like in the hours after I was voted out, I let Derek, God bless him, I let him talk me out of catching that ball in the last challenge. I should have been more forceful and said, no, I'll do it.
Were you on the slingshot?
Yeah.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, like there was two people slinging the shot, and even if Derek or whoever was, firing that slingshot, they weren't able to do it. The other tribe were doing it anyway, so I'm pretty sure I could have.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I could have caught a few balls over Jordan, and then we wouldn't have had to go to tribal. So I mean that's
that makes
a
sense.
massive regret.
Yeah, I mean the catching seemed to be very much like Will versus Jordan, and I feel like not to take anything away from Challenge Beast Derek, but I think it might have been a different story if you were in there.
Yeah, you're right. As far as that challenge goes, I mean, and Will he had a ball in his hand and he dropped it. I'm like, oh, we won, and then he dropped it. So yeah.
No, it makes a lot of sense. You're probably a person who backs yourself. You put yourself in a situation, and you did do that a few times in challenges, and the team element of the challenges with your roles. That you can get it done. You can get it done to save yourself. And the slingshot, as you probably didn't realize at the time, but once it was set up, you're like, the slingshot isn't actually that important. You probably thought the slingshot was more important, but it's not.
Yeah, and it got to the stage. I'm pretty sure I asked Dan or someone else, "Can we swap?" And it was like,
no, that's what.
That's a bugger. One question I always like to know from people is, how did you come into the community? How did you find out about LRGs and this world? Like, how did you come about?
How did I find out about Survivor Canberra?
Yeah.
I just popped up on Facebook. Like,
that's for me too, for Sydney.
I'd never heard of it until then.
Yeah, amazing.
I'm going to apply for that.
Facebook advertising works. It just works.
Yeah. They got all of us.
Well, do you have any final words for us, Mark? Do you have any final questions for Mark? Thank you so much for coming on. I know it's a bit delayed. You've been away, but it's so great to have people coming on from different backgrounds, different walks of life, different ages, to get the real spectrum of people on these LRGs, because that's what Survivor's about, and having these different people interact that aren't part of a community that, often, like when I played at 37, I was like 10 years older than everyone else, and I would have appreciated some people that were on the other side of my age, because I probably related to them better. But it's good to have a great mix. It's great to have people like yourself applying, bringing that depth of experience and knowledge, and just a depth of different sort of person and background than everyone else. You're getting a lot of love in the comments from your castmates. You must have made a big impression. And I honestly would love to see you play again, because I really think you left a lot on the table that we didn't get to see. So hopefully one day you get another shot.
Whoever wants me, I'm available. I mean, and I've got to say, like, for anyone who hasn't played it, like, I remember telling my kids, I'm going on Canberra Survivor, and they're like, that's Mickey Mouse, that's not real Survivor. But when you're playing a game and it's like you're playing for 13 hours, sitting on rocks, and like when you're back at camp, sitting on rocks and grass and the sun,
it's exhausting.
It was draining, and by the end of the day, I was spent. My back was caning.
It wrecks you.
As soon as Dan said there's another challenge, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
And I think
it's the mental exhaustion, the physical exhaustion. Like, it's a lot.
People don't realise. They think, it's 2 days, but when you're 13 hours non-stop, and you're rattling your brain trying to make connections, and then you've got to go to another challenge. It's not easy.
There's no ability to switch off. If you play Real Survivor, I'm not saying that's not hard, it's not long, but you do a challenge, and then maybe you win, and now you have like a whole day and a half, where you're just sitting around, chilling, relaxing. But it's obviously harder because you go longer. But in this game, it's intense. The intensity, back to back to back, tribals and challenges and strategy.
Don't switch off.
There's no off.
Like, your brain and your body is just going all day, and it's it's pretty taxing, but very rewarding.
So rewarding. So rewarding. And until you do it, you can never explain to anybody what it is actually like. And there's no, you can talk about it and give them all this detail, but until someone does it, they will never understand.
Yep, true. So true.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you
We
so
really
much, Mark.
appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
And being on part of the season. Thank you.
Not a problem. Great talking
Nice
to
to
you guys.
meet you. Bye.
See ya.
All right, Jules. Have you done your homework? Will and Eden in the chat, and they're ready to fact check you if you're wrong. So.
Oh.
Tell us what happened in Canberra 1, 2, and 3.
Well, for obvious reasons, I'm going to leave season 1 for last. I'll work backwards. So season 3, we had my very own winner pick voted out in SAB. She went out in a 5-1 vote. There was not that many unanimous votes on Canberra 3. There were a few. Not that many, especially in the late game, and she was one of them, which is very sad. If we go to season 2, that was the finale. So we had Anna voted out first, then Michael, and then the FTC. And, of course, Nick won both of those immunity challenges. So we had Ma winning in a very close vote, 4-3 over her future husband. But if we go to season 1, I believe the finale of there is quite unique. It's the only Australian LRG we have where we had a tied FTC. Fact check me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe there's been another one. So we started with Ben, probably the best player of the season, I would argue, voted out at Final Four, the Fallen Angel. And then we had our FTC, and because we only had a 6-person jury, thanks to someone being sick.
Medivac,
yeah. We had a 3-3 tie with Jeremy and Brad, with Charlene becoming the final juror to cast the deciding vote for Jeremy, which is great for Jeremy and heartbreaking if you're Brad. So that's why I left that one to last. And then around the grounds, if we go to Melbourne.
No, we don't need to do around the grounds.
We do when it's Dani getting voted out.
That's been my week on this podcast this week. The one on Monday we did Sydney. That was my fucking boots. And now this week, I'm just going to go. This is really triggering for me.
I was devastated when you were voted out, okay? You were my one hope to vote for someone on the jury that I wanted to.
That's actually funny. Okay, so where do we think this episode ranks in this Canberra history? I actually think it's well, you're not going to beat finales because
it's hard. It's against 2 finales.
I think it's better than season 3 though, which we haven't said for a lot of these merge eps, but I think this was a pretty solid.
It was an interesting one because in that late end game, I think we knew as soon as the episode started, if Sab didn't win immunity, she was gone.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're never going to beat the finales.
And lots of things happened in this episode, and I have a lot to say about them.
Oh,
and they're all about one person who was the absolute best character of this season, of this episode, and then made the most absurd choice in the voting booth. And I'm talking about a beloved Brie. What the fuck?
Look, I will say, last week I said for sure she's gone, and I apologize. I did forget about Desperation Station when I said that, though, so I'll say that.
Well, that's what I was teeing up before. I was I would just like to note that I called this.
What did you call?
I said this.
Can I just point out? Let's talk about the vote for a second. So I knew that I wasn't going to be able to watch the episode until today because I had a busy week, but I needed to tee up the exit interview. So I spoiled myself. I skipped ahead just so I could make sure I had the boot lined up before I watched the episode. So I saw it was a 3-2-2 vote. I was like, oh my God, I can't wait. I love a plurality vote. This is awesome. This is probably a split vote for an idol. And then no, it was just Red not getting their shit together. And then so when I watched the episode, there's a quote that I wrote down verbatim at the beginning of the episode. I did see Brie. I have watched that, and we will get to that. It doesn't redeem you at all. So at the beginning, it doesn't. Sorry, at the beginning of the episode,
but I can't see any
no wonder they just stick together and things just magically happen because we're a fucking mess. And then what happened at the end of the episode? They were a fucking mess.
I just don't understand why Brie. Look, Brie. Janine is also guilty, but I don't feel like Anthea, based on the edit, invested enough time in Janine about the vote. But she invested time in Brie about the vote, and I just don't understand why Brie and Janine were voting for Anthea. You don't have the numbers, right? You don't have the numbers.
Did you see the thing that Brie's talking about, the bonus scene?
Well, okay, what's the bonus clip?
So it's like next week. It's her explaining her vote. So she said she came back, whispered around, and from her perspective, it was going to be votes on Derek and Aston, and that from her mind, Derek was going, and she wanted to prove that she knew that that Anthea had flipped, and wanted to prove that Anthea had flipped by writing down Anthea's name, because then Anthea couldn't say I wrote my own name down. So she threw a vote on Anthea to prove that Anthea had flipped. I'm still confused by it, but if she had just voted for Derek, it would have tied. I don't know what Janine would have done on the revote. I assume Janine probably votes out Derek there. I can't say certain. But that's absolutely what they should have done, because, as I have said from the beginning, Derek is the winner of the season, and they should have taken him out here.
Can I just say
that they should have done it?
I agree with your earlier comment. It doesn't redeem Brie. That's an insane level of unnecessary 5D chess, because they're going to work out that Anthony flipped anyway. Like, let's be clear. Everyone has been very upfront about who they voted for, other than the first vote with Haley and Jordan covering his tracks. Everyone just talks about who they voted for.
They all come back. They talk about it. They just say yes, yes, yes. So they have a big group kumbaya discussion about it. It's craziness.
Yep.
And even if they didn't, even if it's 3-3-1 and Janine is obscuring Anthea's vote, and Anthea's trying to put it on Janine, like it doesn't really matter. I think getting Derek out here was the absolute priority. I don't know why Brie thinks the votes. How does she think the votes were there without her vote? How does she think that?
I think, did she think Natalie was flipping?
Natalie's never flipping.
I was never flipping.
Because I thought it was 3-3. That was my flaw. So I figured if Nat played an idol for Derek, I'd at least have the drama of someone flipping, try to go divide. Yes, I overthought the whole thing and cooked it. Yeah, so obviously, Anthea in the voting booth says, well, Natalie might play the idol. And I feel like at Tribal, they were almost baiting her to do it. Like Aston was saying, you got to use the idol as a weapon and use it offensively rather than just defensively. Like,
can I just say,
kudos to Natalie for going, you know what? I don't think he needs it.
It doesn't fucking matter if he needs it. There is zero. I'm all for Natalie to do something interesting with these idols, but saving the guy who's going to win the game is pointless.
No.
There's no point in saving Derek.
No.
That doesn't get you any jury votes.
Yeah. Yeah, and
no,
the thing
it's
is,
like save him so he can beat you. That's just stupid.
You would think someone with two idols should be a big threat, and I think she's not getting any jury votes.
She needs to do something with the idols to dramatically change the game.
Yeah.
Now.
She's only got, 2 chances to do it.
Dramatically change the game.
Because, I think the natural instinct would just be to play one at the next tribal and then one at the other. So make sure she's in Final 4. But she can probably do something.
The problem
talk about the introduction of a second idol at Final 7?
I think they were trying to shake up the game and the worst possible person found it.
Why are we introducing an idol at Final 7 when previous one, if Natalie had been played, fair enough, put it back in the game. But why are we introducing a second one?
Because they're trying to shake up the game because it's a little bit stagnant, and then the worst person found it.
Okay.
The
was it always hidden there and no one had found it? Was it like the Melbourne 3 scenario where they're just like, there's an idol here, guys. Go and find it.
Because in Melbourne, there was no clues. This literally told you where to look. Eden says the idol was okay. You know what, Eden? Your note didn't make it seem that way. The note specifically said the game needs a shake-up. Did you just foreshadow what was going to be happening at this point in the game?
Was it there the whole time? Just hadn't been found, or was it always we're going to introduce another idol at Final 7?
Yeah, it should have happened.
Why? Why are we doing that?
I think if anyone else finds it, it could be really interesting. But the person who's already got an idol who isn't getting votes is the least interesting person to get it. Though, if they'd voted her out with 2 idols, Jane Clement style, that would have been elite, except then she won immunity. It's just from a production point of view, what can go wrong is going wrong. It's great for Natalie, but for interesting story, the wrong things happened. Because imagine if they voted her out. Yeah.
At no point are you surviving the twist.
Imagine if they had voted out Natalie with 2 idols. I think she would have been pretty salty. I think we would have seen.
Surely she plays it. If it's Final 7, you've got 2, you've got 3 chances to play them. No.
I think she's aware of her game position. So like she talks about needing to do something interesting with it. She's aware. And Will even mentions that no one's voting for her because she's non-threatening. These idols are not necessary because she's non-threatening. So, he's not worried about her. The only person who seems to give Natalie any credit is Anthea, who appears to completely underrate her own game, like ridiculously.
Yeah, I'm confused by Anthea being like, well, I can't sit next to anyone in my alliance again. Yes, you can.
You are the returnee. Absolutely, you can. Like that is its own.
Understand the weight that holds. And I mean, maybe this jury is anti-returnees, so maybe she thinks that she has less win equity than the others. But I think if she can, and she can talk. If she can get to the end,
she'll be. She's at the end. She's likely the last returnee. She's been in the majority alliance the whole time. She's been a power player and dictated votes. Like everybody's looked at her, but no one's targeted her because she's in the majority. Like the girl can win. She has such a potential of winning. I don't think she will. I don't think she'll get there. But if she does,
I think she has a win. I think she will win. I think she has a win.
She could make the argument of the other returnees got to see their season and see where they went wrong. I haven't had that luxury. I haven't seen my edit. So I don't know. I didn't know how to learn from my previous game.
There is multiple people left in the game. I know she want to make a move here. There is actually multiple people she can beat. She's so sure she can't beat a combination of Derek and Will. I actually think she's better off with Derek and Will and not Natalie because I think Derek and Will can split votes.
Derek and Will will split the votes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She's got a different story from the two of them, 100%.
I think the one person she probably doesn't want to go against is Bree. I think there's a bit too much red on the jury.
Yeah, I think Bree has a very good chance of winning if she gets there. If she gets there is the key part there.
Well, Anthea, I was loving Anthea's story here. I love that she's looking. I think she's underselling herself, but I like that she feels she needs to make a move. She needs to turn on these people. And I feel like she did everything she could to be really honest with Bree about that was legitimately the move she was doing. I do have to wonder, what, if anything, did she do with Janine? Like, is no one cluing Janine in on anything? She's just randomly voting for people.
But the rest of the Aston and Bree had told her that they were going to vote for Derek. I swear there's a scene where they're like, yeah, we're voting for Derek. She's like, okay, I'm going to vote for Anthea. Like, why?
Why did she vote for Will in the last vote?
Did they think they had enough votes that they were splitting because of an idol? Because I think at final 7 to split votes, you want to have at least 5, and I don't see Will or Derek flipping on Anthea there. So unless maybe they had, I don't know. We're going to speak to Aston soon. He can maybe fill in.
I don't think Derek or Will told anyone that they were thinking about voting for Anthea. So
and they weren't.
There's no split here. I don't understand what's happening with Janine and why no one is including her in their plans, or she's not participating in their plans. Yeah, well, I'm sorry, Janine. This has been 2 votes where she's just not wanting to vote for. It's the final 7.
That's the thing though. If you know this, if she is saying I'm not going to vote for Derek, why not? If she is maybe doesn't have that close relationship with Will, why not take out Will? I think they just need to get one of them out. They've got their focus on Derek because they think he's going to win. Fine, but Will's there as well. I think either one of them is a good option.
I was going to talk to you on this, Will. If you're here now, Anthea came to Will with her let's take out Derek plan, and Will's like, one more vote, and maybe it will happen next vote, or maybe Derek will win another immunity and this will go to shit, or maybe Nat will play an idol. I do think that if you think that Derek has Janine in his pocket, then this is probably the time to take out Derek, not one more vote, because you don't have the numbers after that.
Yeah, 100%.
Was he actually wanting to do it in one more vote, or was that just what he was telling Anthea to hold her off?
No, I think Will's a savvy game player. I think he knows he doesn't want to. I think he's ready. He's just like he's obviously like has that like they've been together for so long, so it's hard to like pull that. But I think he knows that it has to happen.
I also think though that Will feels as soon as Derek's voted out, he's probably the number one target, and he probably is.
Absolutely. Well, you didn't know about that then. There you go. You didn't know.
No, yes, she did because she wouldn't vote for Derek. Did you not know? Did you know that Janine wouldn't vote for Derek?
Janine wouldn't have voted for Derek.
Well, she probably said that. She probably said, "I'm not voting for Derek."
Janine's very out there like that. She has every time she hasn't wanted to vote for someone, she's like, "I don't want to do that."
But is she saying
I don't
that to
like
Will?
this.
She might
I don't
be
like
saying
this
that
at the final
to Austin and
seven.
Marie, but is she saying that to Will?
I don't like this at the final 7 from Janine. I'm sorry, but you're amazing, and I'm glad you got this far. But I would like you to be playing at the final 7, not making a relationship with Derek an hour ago, and now you don't feel good about voting him out.
And then just throwing your vote away.
This is
This
is crunch time. This is where the resume is like piped in, like chiseled in. This is where like the shit, like obviously post merge, everything is important, but 8, 7, 6 is like the big shit. Like this is like the jury is fully aware of it. The big players are targeted here. This is the time to be stamping your name in the game.
Yep. That's when the jury is there watching. It's getting bigger, so they have a bigger reaction. And when they go back, they talk about it more. Like, whoa, can't believe Janine did that. Like, that's when you can win votes from people.
That's when the quiet players should step up.
Yep.
Let's just give Janine some credit. Obviously, she's got access to a time portal, and 2 years ago, watched this season play out, knowing that she was the people's champion, and it was going to cost me another 1,000 wing wangs by doing absolutely nothing, so that she gets carried through to the finale. And it's quite frustrating, but I think that's what's occurred. She just knew, I'm going to make that CK motherfucker spend another $1,000, and if I don't make logical game moves and just vote for the people that I feel good about voting for, I will make the finale. And that's what she's achieved. So Canberra drinks are happening again.
The first people's champion calling
You're the most iconic, Eden. You're the most iconic.
Wow. All right. Can we talk about the challenge?
It's fine.
This is a great challenge when it is a 1v1. When it is a 1v1, I hate it. Natalie did not win this challenge. Will lost it. Like, because the challenge is won by the person who is untying the easiest knots. So I hate it for this kind of thing. I think it's a great pre-merge challenge, and maybe it's a 1v1 and it's a point system. It was great last season when they did it on the swamp of gloom of grasslands, whatever it was. Why are we doing this? I hate it. I hate it so much.
Also, like, if we're going to do it this way, we'd have to spend this long watching it. Speed it up.
Yeah, we don't need to see the full 7 minutes.
That was ridiculous.
It felt like it.
It's fine. It's random, I guess.
I would have just tied the tightest knots, individual knots I could in all the rope, because that'll take you much longer to undo than undoing the blocks themselves, because they said all the rope knots had to be out of the rope.
I think it would have been better if somebody on the production crew, and I know Canberra has a lot of work, but Canberra has a lot of crew, made 7 identical knot structures. That would be okay.
No, I like the element of you have to tie it and then untie it. Like that part of it is fine. It's just it is a 1v1 challenge. It is not like the random thing of which thing you happen to get. Whoever got Will's is probably going to win.
Why did Will do such a bad job with it?
Well, he said he doesn't know how to tie knots. He wasn't a scout, apparently.
Just not knowing how to tie knots is better, because you tie bad knots that are undoable.
Yeah, not specific. They're like, what the fuck is this? Yeah.
Like good knots are undoable, because that's why they're good knots. That's what you learn to do in scouts. Good knots that hold, but you can undo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I don't know. I saw that and I was just like, no.
Do you know who's had
top got more notes than me, but I think that's the extent of my notes.
I was a finger down. Was he? What happened to his finger?
He cut it on something.
Yeah,
he's all bandaged up.
Well, I guess that was lucky for Natalie. Yeah, look, wasn't Malcolm involved in the challenges? I like Malcolm. I don't want to throw shade here, but these challenges haven't been incredible.
I think a lot of these challenges have like great potential, and then they're changed in a way that makes it so bad.
It would be a Mal challenge because we did this in Malviva. No.
Okay. So let's talk about the star of the episode. Don't want to foreshadow anything. But Bree was, what did we not like? It's a bit random. It's a bit
which is, I don't like the 1v1v1v1.
And the edit was too
long. Random.
And the edit was too long. But yeah, no, Bree was amazing.
I didn't say I was talking about Bree.
Sorry?
I didn't say I was talking about Bree.
Oh, okay.
But obviously I was talking about Bree, yes. Go ahead.
Of course it was Bree. Who else are you talking about? Like, the way she held the totem hostage and was just like, come on, come talk to me. That was chef's kiss. That is what you should be doing. And then she goes to be the only one to solve it. And she looked like she did it with no problem. She's like, yep, cool.
Yeah.
Still got half my timer left. No problem.
Killed it. Yeah, smashed it. And then she like just fluffs the fucking end of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Just comes in and just goes, what are you voting for? Cool, I'm going to be sneaky and overdo it.
Absolutely overdid it. This movie is still baffling. But everything else, like the confessionals were elite. Back to potty mouth. She's got to be the most potty mouth survivor player, LRG survivor player.
Yeah. The way she walked into the tribal with a bit of swagger, she's sitting there making her speech, swaying back and forth, like, yeah, this is what's gonna happen here. And loved it.
Loving it. So good.
There was just so much boss energy through the whole thing. The totem negotiation was fantastic.
Like, I went for it. Like, no one take it, but you can talk to me, but no one take it.
And if I think any of you are being snaky shit, I'm just gonna grab this.
There would have been so much of me if I'm Will or Derek in this situation where they haven't been. Obviously, Anthea can't take it because she's bitten. But there's so much of me if I was in their situation, if I'd just be sitting there talking to her and I'd just be like, "Unk."
Derek's strategy is to take it at the last one. He said that in this episode.
I was just putting myself in those shoes. I would just be like that. I would just be so spiteful in this. I love this. A nipple defender. You're a girl after my own heart. It's fantastic.
Derek rates Bree's vote for 5D chess.
Yeah.
5D chess.
I would have tried to like sneak in there and be like, yeah, but you wouldn't have done it because she's there like,
Yeah.
It's like the suicide bomber with the thing. I think, don't go any further. Don't go any further.
There's already happened to that because Will was like, just calm down. Just
That's the reason we're here. We can talk about it. It's okay.
Just relax. But yeah, and the confessionals were great. She was really like a defeated Bree who feels like she's lost everything is the best Bree because she's just like letting it all hang out. Just absolutely going hard.
Yeah,
great stuff.
It's like Taylor Swift. She writes her best music when she's heartbroken. This is the same thing with Bree. Best content when she's got her back against the wall.
Do we think that Will and Derek, before I think we don't have too much episode to go, but do you think Will and Derek would have actually looked to blindside Natalie if?
Yes, 100%.
I do.
Because like taking out Natalie as a person, as a player, is not that big a move. Taking out someone that's holding on to 2 idols, that's a big thing you can put on your resume at the end. Yeah. Like she trusted me, and I took her out with 2 idols in her pocket.
Can I swing back to Derek just throwing bullshit shade onto Aston with Anthea? He's like, Anthea, they say that they're with us, but you keep copying random votes. So Aston's voting for you, and she's like, no, he didn't. Like,
no, he didn't.
We just talked about all the votes. He's like, didn't he? Didn't he, Anthea?
Yeah, no, we agree. Absolutely, you should have done that. But yeah, no. Yeah,
he basically said that. Just salting Aston. Just like, this guy's got to go. Getting too close to my people.
I didn't see Aston going this round, like when we talked about it last week with the, he'd flipped with them. Yes, Danny, you predicted it. All right, we've all had a chance to pat ourselves on the back with how good we're predicting shit. It's your turn.
Because didn't I say, you said Bree, and I said, what if Bree gets immunity, equivalent, she was immune, and Danny said it would be Aston in that scenario.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Natalie.
One not away from being a Clement. Oh,
being James Clement.
Exactly. You'd have to try. You have to.
And now it'll be really interesting to see if Natalie goes on to do something. I can't really work out what the move is, like the big move you can make. Somehow idle out. You can't really even idle anyone out, like.
Because I mean, anybody she saves beats her.
Yeah, and you can't really do anything
interesting. Yeah, she needs to somehow have the votes go on like a Janine, and then save Janine with the idol.
But as a juror, I'd be like,
no, that's okay if you idle out Derek or Will.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think the next vote. I mean, it depends. I don't know what's going to happen, but I can see Derek and Will being the targets. So it's like they would be the ones you would be saving with the idol. So. Yeah.
Okay, here's the move. Okay, one of them's the target. You save them to get the other one out. Then the one you save feels indebted to you, and then you blow up that one the next time with an idol. Two in a row. Take them out both out back to back.
That seems like a move just for the sake of making a move, though.
Because why did you save them to get them out next time?
And also,
because you're idling out the first one. You're like, those two are best buddies. I had to idle out one, then I idled out the other.
But if I'm the jury, I'm like, but like you idled Derek out. You saved Will with an idol to vote Derek out, and then voted Will. Like, why not just let Will go?
Because that's how I got Will's trust.
But then you voted him out the next
time anyway.
Like, it doesn't work. And then at the same time, I don't see a world where she idles one of them out to save the other, because the two of them are going to vote together, presumably. I mean, unless they come for each other. But
you've just got to work this up with Janine.
But Janine's not doing what anybody else says. Janine just wants to do what Janine wants to do.
Janine's unworkable, unfortunately, which makes it a hard thing.
She's just there throwing votes wherever the wind takes her. She's basically Dr. Sean with the alphabet strategy.
Is the final three Natalie, Janine, and someone, and do we get a very lopsided final tribal council?
Maybe.
I hope
Derek.
Derek, Will, Anthea, Bree. Could be Will. Derek's
I hope that Derek
an all-girl final three. I'm here for that. Give me an all-girl final three.
Derek is not making it to the end.
He's winning the game. He's a challenge beast.
He's already been identified by everyone as the biggest player. So he's not making it.
He is winning. I told you this in the draft. He is winning.
I tell you who's winning. Anthea. She's got a winner's edit for mine. We're gonna see Bree go next week, and then we're gonna see Will and Derek as the next two. Then you got a final three with Anthea, Natalie, and Janine.
I don't think Bree goes next week.
You don't think? Well, we'll jump to that next week. We'll jump to that bit. All right. Do we have any more in the episode before we bring in our long-time fan?
No, bring him in.
Bring him in.
I got to blow the blowhole first. Blowhole 2, I don't know how long Aston's been watching the show, but it's like a long time. I feel like Aston has been a listener and a watcher even before we got all excited about him on our Canberra 1 rewatch, where we were very excited about him. Or was it due to the Canberra 1 rematch? That was a long time ago.
He's been around for all the other Canberra ones. So it's probably getting excited as early as Canberra 2. I don't know. We'll find out.
Maybe he just rated him before. He's a long time listener. And, as we saw in my drunk pre-show, I was very excited to have him coming back on the show. I drafted him first, I think.
You did.
And you know what? He delivered in gameplay. We never saw the guy that got voted out third in Canberra 1, that big, bold Orca man, never showed up. But what showed up was an incredibly savvy game player who was reading the game extraordinarily well, playing down his threat level as a player, as a returnee, as someone who'd be good at challenges at every aspect. And in the end, even though he was a returnee twice to the game and then in this game, he really only went here for lack of another better option, and Bree's absolute crazy voting.
And his
move.
own people not being able to get their shit together.
An absolute brilliant game. He's a bit awkward, and we thought maybe he was a chance for awkward this season. He's probably not going to do that. But
he's
I never
had no
thought
nomination, so he will not be getting awkward of the season.
we might get it this episode, but I think that's unlikely.
Not.
But I never thought.
I'm sorry, I'm telling you now, he's not getting awkward this episode.
I never thought.
This will be the easiest Brommy we give out.
I never thought that he would come onto this and play such a savvy, smart game. And while he might not be the orca, I'm sure he's very proud of his game. Let's bring him in. Aston, welcome.
Aston.
Yo.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. We're so happy to have you.
How proud are you of your game?
I'm a bit disappointed, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it could have been better, but
Why?
I don't know. Like, no, I thought it was fine, but I make a lot of mistakes, and I'm just like, I'm competitive, so like I hold myself to a high standard. So I'm like, nah, it's not perfect, so it's not good enough.
Was one of those mistakes getting drunk in between the 2 days?
No, let me clear up. We weren't drinking.
Fine. Getting high between the 2 days. Was that one of the mistakes?
It might have been. It really might have been, because it was a horrible sleep. I thought people were coming up to me. I was fucking wigging out.
Oh no. Oh my god.
But like, I think getting eliminated on the first day was the first like big blow. Like, it really took it out of me. And then I just like don't know if I got that like energy back. So like I can see it in the day 2. I'm just like, I don't know. I felt like I was like trying to get started up again. I'd like lost it. Like I'd come up and then I'd crashed, and then I was like trying to get back into the game.
Mm-hmm.
But did you not take away that, your first vote out is just absolute twist screw nonsense? Like, did you not take that away from it? Or you were taking that
No, I definitely did. Yeah, I think that also played a part. Like, I was fucking gutted. Like, I felt like I'd been ripped off. Like, I was like, that's so bullshit. And like, nothing about the twist necessarily. It was the not being able to talk before we voted that like felt like it was a bit unfair. Mm-hmm. Like, I felt like if I had one conversation with Maddie, I think I could have saved myself there.
Yep.
But shit happens. Like, I thought it was a great move from Maddie.
Yeah, I felt the issue. My issue was that they didn't tell you that Will would be attending the tribal council. Even if they want to keep like a little bit of a secret, like if they told you Will was attending, you might have been able to go, well, there's a possibility he's going to be able to use that immunity on someone. And we've got a plan for that. Like, you had no heads up whatsoever. And you were just being too honest with Mushy. Maybe you would have been less honest with Mushy about what was happening. Like, Maddie was bullshitting her into a all-girls alliance, which wasn't even legit.
Yeah, I think, like, my honesty with Mushy really just comes from, like, a place of I felt like I was in such a strong position. And if I felt like I said anyone else's name at that point, I was going to set everything off. Like, I thought, like, if I had even whispered Maddie to anyone, like, even though she did go against me anyway, I just never thought she would. Like, I, like, misread how much she was actually thinking about the game. And, like, I didn't think she would ever take a shot at me, especially not that early. So I was like, I'm going to do it. But I was like, I can't say their name to anyone else besides Bree or Jordan. And I can't say, like, Bree or Jordan's name to anyone else besides Janine and Maddie. And I just had to keep it that way. So Mushy would have easily been someone that could go somewhere else. So I was like, I just need to tell Mushy it's her and let everyone know that I'm with them. And then I'll just rely on my relationships to just get through.
Well, what seemed to lose you there in relationships, it's not so much Maddie, because the two of you were going against each other a little bit, but more so Janine. If Janine was on your side, you don't go there. And again, if Janine had voted for Derek in this vote, you don't go here. but Janine, of course, is your original OG tribe connection.
Well, let's be clear. Janine can't even get his name right. She calls him Ashton at every fucking point in the game. Ashton, not Aston. Ashton.
Like
every time she says I'm screaming at my phone, I'm like, it's Ashton.
I love that about her though. Like I think she's so funny. Like, and every vote where she would vote someone else, she'd be like, "Oh yeah," like she voted for Will on that Mars vote, and I was like, "That's so random, Janine." But I think she gets to this point where like she's so sick of me telling her what to do. She's like, anything Aston tells me, anything he comes up and tells me to do, I'm refuse to do something. I need to talk to her about it. Because, like, we had this conversation out there. I was like, why didn't we just like, vote together? Like, it's fine. But I think it's because she's constantly like, since the start of the game, it's me coming up and saying, do this. And I think I lost her a bit there when I protected Rose for one round. Yeah. She was like very like, we need to get Rose out. Like, I have to do this for me.
And she wanted revenge.
Yeah, and I was like, we got to save her at least once. And I think from that point onwards, it was like, oh, he's just telling me what to do. So I'm just like,
that's a great reflection and call. Like, if you go a different way, you go to Janine. Yeah, fuck Rose. She voted us both out. Let's get her out together. We'll both have our vengeance. We'll both have our redemption, and you can do a little celebratory dance about it on her grave. That could have bonded you. But I take your point about you went the other way, and she's like, Aston wasn't here for my celebrate Rose's death party. I'm annoyed about that. You could have bonded over that. You could have bonded over murdering Rose.
I really wanted to work with Rose, though. I thought it's probably one of the parts I regret the most was voting out Rose. I probably should have kept Rose around a little bit longer.
What do you also regret not going straight for that idol at the tribal council? What was up with that?
I think so, but also, and like this is probably not what you guys want to hear, but
he didn't want to stick his head out. He knew that he'd be targeted as soon as he had that idol. He was laying low. He was not ready.
But also, I'm just like, I'm a big guy and like charging at the board where I'm not actually sure where it is. In competition with Natalie, where like
not a good look.
I don't know if I'm like gonna, knock her over like Keegan style, or I was just like, I don't know if I want to get into like a sprint competition with her, because then like I'm gonna be like all like gunning for that, like, so I was like, I just gotta be careful. Plus, I didn't really know where it was. I didn't want to be like, I didn't want to run up to it and be like the guy that's like spinning around and she's just like picking it up, because I had no idea where it was.
That would have been brilliant watching. I would have loved that.
I would have given you a Brommy just for that.
You could have got a Brommy there. I could have been a Brommy.
Yeah, I really wanted Maddie to get it. My whole plan was that Maddie would get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
Were you confused about what happened at this vote? Why were there two votes? Did you go out of this tribal going, why were there 2 votes on Anthea and just 2 on Derek? Like, what the hell happened?
Yeah, I think I was a little bit confused. I don't think I really got any like clarity until like after the game was finished. So I was like, I just assumed.
Do you think there'd be 4 votes on Derek? Because, when you're in the voting booth, you're saying everyone's going to claim this move, but this is my move. Like, you seem very certain that you've got Derek here.
Yeah, I thought for sure. Like, I knew I'd stuck my neck out, and that was probably the other option. So I knew it was like me or him.
I have a note from I was just like, Aston telling Nat that it's the Derek vote is wild. Like, I was just like, that is a bold move. Like, that girl is fiercely loyal to those boys, and you've come at her and this is what we're doing.
I felt real good with Natalie. Like, I felt of all of them, I felt like I had made the most work in with Natalie. I felt like she had she had come up to me and she had told me that like she appreciated that I was just honest with her and I would just tell her what I wanted to do.
Okay.
So I actually was shocked that she wasn't on board with the like that she ran straight to Derek and like because I told Derek straight up anyway.
Yeah.
In hindsight, it's probably not the best move, but I kind of got like I kind of get caught up in this narrative of like hunting all the big players. So I'm like, oh, let's just keep rolling them on and keep like just.
Well,
like,
this is the time of the game that happens, though. Like this is when big players. Yeah. This is the time, so I get that. Like this is a time where big players do go.
Yeah, and I think like I had the option of like Will or Derek, like which one will the girls go for more? And I thought that everyone just kind of saw Will as like the little brother, like everyone's trying to protect Will. And I did like look at Derek and be like, this guy's like quite good. Like he seems to have like connections with everyone.
Yeah.
So I thought, this will at least plant seeds if they, and if they really don't want to do it, they'll just tell me and then we can vote out Janine or Bree.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I was like, yeah, I don't think it'd be that big of a deal. I have a really like good conversation with Derek where he's like telling me, why are you coming after me? It's like, why don't we just work together and like we'll just start taking out some of the floaters? But I didn't trust him at all. Like I just and like I was like, it makes sense. I was like, yeah, that's a smart idea. But I was like, but you guys have been together the whole time. I have no reason to believe that you would ever flip on each other.
Yeah.
My only inkling that was like when Anthony was talking to Bree about it, because she wouldn't talk to me about it, but she would talk to Bree about voting out Derek.
I also personally think that the way the game has ended up, we talked about this a few weeks ago, there aren't enough floaters to be worried about the floaters. Like, if you're Derek and Aston, you're the only player that's really a threat to me, then it makes sense because as soon as you're gone, he's gone. But Anthony is a threat, Will's a threat, you're a threat, Bree's a threat. Like, there isn't just enough floaters to be that worried about it. Like, and so what's one less shield,
No, it's true. Because, like, outside of like Janine and Natalie, like all of you had the potential to win.
I haven't mentioned this in the podcast, but I got a lengthy message from the former People's Champion Eden defending his double earn twist. We may get Eden on the show at the end of the season to defend his game mastering of this season. He thinks that you needed to play your double vote better to make it an effective vote. Do you feel you could have played your double vote better?
Yes, definitely. I was like playing off like the wrong information. I thought we all still had a vote in the second round. I thought me, Bree, and Mars all had votes in the second round. That's what I had been told. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just do it. I'll just put one on Natalie in case she plays the idol because I thought it was going to be, a 3-1. So I thought a 2-1-1, then we'll just re-vote for Anthea if she plays the idol. I think I overthought it at the time because that whole vote, I had fuck all information. I only found out Mushy was going at Tribal Council. Like I'd put all my eggs into like, I'm just going to like work in with Mushy now. And then everyone's like, yeah, Mushy's going. I was like, okay, see ya. See Mushy.
Shit.
This is like a good little bond you'd form with Mushy. It seemed legit.
I don't know why. I don't even know why she went home that round. Like I don't really understand how that even watching it back, I was like, why did Mushy go here?
I think she was too inflexible for the Blues and too risky for the rest.
But like, I just don't know why Derek allowed to tackle
him. Panic and like do the safe vote.
It was a vote both sides could get on board with.
Yeah. That 6 Alliance, whatever that was.
Yeah. The Power Six.
The Power Six lasted one round.
It didn't even last. Nonsense Alliance. It was like Q6. It was absolutely Q6. You waited a long time. I know you're saying you're disappointed with everything, but in perspective, you waited a long time to come back. You made merge. You fought hard. You played well. surely you've taken some solace in making merge and having such an impact on this game comparatively to the first time you played, what, 5-6 years ago?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's much better. I felt like I had like kind of refined my game. Like I felt like I was playing the type of game that I don't think I'd ever be able to change from, but I was able to like make it work a little bit better. I made it to the jury, which like we've all been on the jury, right?
Yeah.
I think the jury's the fucking best.
Jury's so much fun.
I have the best time on the jury. Like I go back to the jury. Maddie's fucking off her head. Jordan's fucking, her and Jordan are arguing. Mushi's arguing.
Potential spoilers.
Just who's next. This is just what I walk into. Like Maddie's like going, oh, what the fuck? I don't know who to vote for. Like it's just nuts.
Yeah.
And I was just got to like, soak it in and like have a laugh.
Yeah.
If I didn't make jury, I've been fucking.
I love being on the jury. I love trying to convince people to vote for the person I want to win. That's my second game. Once I get to the jury,
yeah,
like, you should win, and I'm going to tell you all about it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know anything about that. Everyone was voting one way anyway.
Oh, that's good.
But also, you have to remember, the best players get 7th place. That's how this works. So, we're good.
Okay.
Yeah. The final 7, final 6 is like where the best players.
None of the final 6. Final 7,
Bree wants to know who is number 1? It was Mushy, right? Sorry, Danny.
Like I think technically Bree was the one that I could talk to about anything. But like I would have voted her out as soon as I got the chance.
Yeah.
I like Maddie, even though.
That's so funny.
I guess like do you really ever have a number 1 when you're just so like heartless and ready to cut whoever the fuck you want?
I don't know. Like
no one like. I just like I don't know. No one was really.
You know what? I think that served your game so well. You were able to talk to everybody. You were able to look at all options. You were open to anybody. You weren't shut down. I think it wonders for your social game. You had such a big target on your back coming in, but the fact that you were just like, let's do the things and all the things and what are all the options, like made you seem less threatening, even though that makes you more threatening in a game sense. Like I think that stead you so well. I think you killed it socially and strategically. Like you were thinking at every option, every conversation that you had, you were running through the options. And if it didn't work for you, you were like, well, no, what else can we do? I don't like that. And but you did it in a way that didn't really, outside your name, didn't really fuck anyone off.
Yeah, that was my plan at least. Like, just
Well, you smashed it.
Yeah. Feel good about yourself. Did you know the most, or did you know all the returnees? Were you the only one who new all the returnees? Because you crewed on.
And I probably could have guessed that all these people were going to come back before I, when I get asked back, you kind of like, what? Why would I get brought back unless it was like a early merge, like early kind of thing?
Yeah.
So I reckon I had a whole list of who I thought was going to be there before I got there. I reckon I got one wrong.
Yeah, and you knew them all because you've crewed on all the seasons, so you would have had the best.
You know them to an extent, like you know who they are, but they don't necessarily know who I am.
Yeah,
but that's even the best. That's the best part too. I've seen you. You haven't seen me.
I was definitely an advantage, like having seen all of them play, and
Well, we love seeing you on our screens. I'm so glad you made the merge, even if your heart was not in and it took a while to warm up again at that point. It was so good. Everyone wants that experience about making the merge, and I'm so glad your jury experience is what you're looking for. You may have wanted to do more. Everyone wants to win, but I'm glad that and you're hard on yourself about it. But I think, and you said that, but talking here, I think the experience gave you a lot of things were really positive. Even if you didn't make the full distance, because I think you finally got the true full survivor experience, which you absolutely deserved from many, many, many years ago.
Yeah, definitely.
So we were so happy. So and thank you for being such a long time listener and supporter of our program. You're obviously one of our absolute favorites. You're the tribal chief, mate, for me. Absolutely. They don't get it, but we get it. It's a wrestling thing, all right? All right. Thanks, Aston. We love you. Thank you so much.
Hang around.
All right. So you say the Brommy is determined, but I still got to run this up.
Brommy Nom, who gets the Brommy Nom?
You have to go and watch this away, like in the meantime, so you don't lose your shit every time you see it.
I'm gonna lose it every time.
Just gonna lock in Bree.
There's only one person. I'm not even gonna. If you guys say someone different, I'm not even gonna entertain it. There's only one.
No, there's one,
Bree.
and it's hers.
Hold on, Bree.
Absolutely, Bree. Well done.
So
Second
10 episodes. We have.
And then, if no other reason, both boots, she has asked in the comments, "Who is your number one?" Because she knows that she's the answer. Is that not?
So that's 2 for Bree, 2 for Mars, 2 for Anthea, 2 for Ben, 1 for Mushy, 1 for Maddie.
Yes.
Sure. Okay.
That's where we're sitting.
I don't know. I'll have to go back and look to double check you, but she sounds like you're right.
It's a good group.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then, so 2 left standing in the game. 2 Brommy Noms left standing.
Yeah.
Yes, 2 to go. And, we can give them to someone on the jury. If someone on the jury is particularly...
Hey, I'm saying it's a very Olga thing. Like, well, we respect that.
Yeah.
I don't think we gave Brie enough credit for solving the fucking puzzle as well, that no one else could solve.
Smashed it. Like, so impressive.
More credit to you.
Yeah.
It was very impressive. I think if Brie got that idol clue at the start of the game, she would have solved that too.
Probably.
Elite Brie. I knew this is finally giving me some redemption. I know the season is a little bit about redemption. And many, many years ago, a little story for bedtimes, Billy, who used to date Brie, ran a weakest link to raise money for Melbourne Survivor, an online weakest link. And I annihilated it because I'm very good at trivia. I was the strongest link pretty much every round. And when I wasn't, I generally had the votes because Max was there. And so I can always get the votes going with Max there. The final 3 was myself, Brie, and Max. And obviously then you go into the quiz to win, but also raise money, if everyone remembers weakest link. So I won strongest link, so I got to choose whether I brought Max or Brie to the final. I would have annihilated Max in the final trivia, but we would have raised less money. So I brought Brie, who was absolutely the second best to me throughout the whole game, to raise more money, and she beat me. It was very sad.
Fuck yeah!
But now I'm
amazing.
glad.
Well done, Brie. We love it.
And then I said I donated my second place money, because it was prize money, to Melbourne Survivor. And then I said, Brie, are you doing the same? She's like, fuck no, it's my money.
I love it. I respect. My goodness. Yeah, I love this. I love that woman. Fantastic. Oh, so good.
What's going to happen next week?
I think Anthea's fucked.
This one. Psych Egg, CK, and Melbourne Survivor. She particularly wanted the money because it'd been like half donated by Billy, and she's like, "Oh, Billy's fucking money."
Yeah. No, I think next week. I think or in 2 weeks' time, I think Anthea's fucked. I think she's just tried to take a shot at Derek. I think Derek will, and I think we're going to end up with because we're final 6. We've sort of almost got a 3-3 situation. But Janine isn't really part of that 3. Why is Brie going to go out on a limb to save Anthea? I think Anthea, if she doesn't win immunity, is gone.
So you think it's Brie, Will, and Derek?
I think so. Will, Derek, and Natalie are a tight 3.
Yeah.
And then so the other unless Anthea, Janine, and Brie are going to come together to force rocks.
I don't think that's a tight 3. I disagree with this. I think that Will is good to his word about his plan to vote out Derek the next vote. I think it's Anthea, Brie, and Will and they just need to convince Janine or Natalie. And I don't think that's particularly easy. But if Anthea can convince one of them that Derek can't go to the end and he has to be taken out at this vote, I could see Derek going.
Both options very likely. I disagree with I think Bree's fine here. I think they know they need her for a number to
Yeah, no, I think Bree's good.
I also think because Bree, I think having used the desperation station makes her somewhat less threatening. Again,
is the next one the last one it can be used?
Derek's talked about using it at the final 5, so there's 2 times to use it. Right?
You can use it all up to 5.
Yeah, I think Derek said that's his plan to use it at final 5.
But
again, but you can use that as an argument. You can say, if let's say Derek doesn't win immunity, you say we've got to get him now because he's just going to use the desperation station. Anthea can't use it. Bree can't use it. Janine can't.
The last time, so he's going to use it next time. He's safe.
Well, no, because if Will's part of this plan, he should try to get it before Derek. There should be a mad race between Will and Derek for it.
I don't think Will's going to go at him like that. I don't think that's he's not going to want to go at him at his face.
No.
You know what? I think Derek should take the desperation station, and I think Bree should get in there and go, nah, he won't fucking solve it. Let's just vote for him anyway. Be bold. Be bold.
Be bold, like this episode title.
It comes back to what I said,
Okay, thank you. You said 6.
Yeah. Why?
Sorry.
If you think there's a chance of Derek being immune, Will's right there. You might be more threatened by Derek than Will, but you got to get them both out. So take the shot at Will.
I don't think it's Anthea. I think it's Will or Derek.
I think it's a blue.
It's a blue.
Well,
no,
so
unless they all come together and they decide that.
Daddy, you're calling it's 4 out of the 6.
I am. It's 4 or 6. It's one of the blues. Janine and Bree are fine.
One pick right now. I'm saying Anthea.
Yeah, I'm saying it's going to be Derek. So who do you want to say?
And I want a Clement situation. So let's get them to get Nat out.
It's going to be Nat. Hang on. Why? She's only got 2 tribals to use 2 items.
Because it's fun. That's why. That's why I'm saying it.
Maybe she wants to make a big move at 5 and be like, well, I'm going to play this one for Sandra and this one for Jerry.
That's what she needs to do. That's what it needs to be. And it needs to do something.
Let's be real.
Idle Derek out of the game. The guy that everyone... I personally don't think Derek is that far ahead of Will and Anthea. I think all 3 of them have played excellent games.
Oh, I agree.
But
the theory is perception is that Derek is playing the best game, which means he's playing the best game.
It's Derek and then space to Will and Anthea. That seems to be the perception, but I don't think it's correct. So Derek's got to go. He's got all the win equity.
And I think Derek would be a better speaker at an FTC.
Yes.
I just have such a soft spot for Anthea. I couldn't see myself not voting for Anthea at the final Tribal Council. She's there.
But if Derek is there with his calm demeanor, and I was just doing this, and then I did this vote, and then I won immunity. If he's talking to you like that, you'd be like, okay.
And Derek across the board has seemed more socially open, right? But we've seen Anthea be the closed book to many, many people. We saw we saw it with the conversation with Mark. We've seen it in several conversations where they're like, I haven't been able to crack Anthea. That's going to piss people off.
But objectively, don't at me about this. Jonathan
I think she can absolutely win, but I don't think she can have a harder time sitting next to Derek.
Hang on. Okay, I'm going to get you to shut up right now. Do not say what I think you're about to say.
But Aubrey, I would vote for her too, because the body of work and her story is something I want to see succeed. Anthea's story, beating cancer, playing a okay but not great game in season 3, and now coming back and really doing a great job. I would vote for that.
I think that's a bullshit comparison. I don't think that's a fair comparison at all.
What?
Such a bullshit.
Anthea Aubrey.
Because again, there's that social factor. Aubrey was so much better socially. She worked across everybody. She played the middle so much better. Jonathan pissed people off. Yes, he was a little better strategically, and
he was terrible.
But I was like, he did like
strategic though. Bad social.
I think it was strategic, but I think it's a bullshit comparison. I don't think you compare the two. I think like the socialness of the game across the strategic is so important. You need the both to be fantastic. And Derek has done both.
Is anyone listening? You're talking over me too much. Anthea is the Aubrey in my example. Are you not listening?
We disagree.
And look, Will thinks Anthea's better than Aubrey.
I'm disagreeing with you because she's not social.
No, she's not.
Hang on. Yes to what?
We've had multiple people
say
that they struggled to make a connection with Anthea.
She hasn't made the same inroads that Derek has had with the jury.
I think she's done a better job than the first time. And I think people judged them on...
But these people haven't seen her the first time. It doesn't matter.
Anthea greater than Three. This is what's happening. The audience
you are asking for a fucking world of hurt, Eden. Like, good lord.
Three didn't beat cancer. Anthea beat cancer.
Comments about how Janine would refuse to vote for Derek because of that connection. And so I'm
not putting a lot of weight into Janine voting. I'm just
saying. But if he's doing that with Janine, he's doing that with other people.
I can just tell you, anyone who's listening here, if I'm on a season with you and there's some returnees and there's some non-returnees, I don't give a fuck what you do in the game. If you make it to the end and you're the returnee, you've got my vote. I will always vote for the story. I'll always vote for the multiple season arc. Like, I love that. I love that.
Her story isn't impressive. I'm not disagreeing there. And I think if she gets to the end and she can talk to her game, fucking kudos. But she is going into the final tribal council, she has more to prove with the jury than Derek does, which is shitty considering her body of work.
Yeah. But Derek's not going to be there anyway, so it doesn't really matter. She's going to be one of the other people.
He is winning the damn game. And then I will put, even though I'm going to lose the draft, I will put my crown back on. If I can find the crown.
God, this went on for a bit longer than I expected. A lot of arguments here about 50 and legacy and story. We'll have to see what happens when we come back in 2 weeks' time. Thank you, everyone that's been listening live and commenting. Thank you to everyone who listens after. We love you, just not as much. Thank you to Mark. Thank you to our long-time friend of the program, Aston. Finally seeing him on the show. It was excellent. Thank you to all. We will be back in 2 weeks. Without Dani, I think it was just me and Jules. We'll see if we can get a special guest up. Until then, we will dance. And we will see you then.
Question mark?
I was taking time to find the thing.